Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today is local entrepreneur Rick Novak.
Hey, Mike.
Rick is our proprietor of the Royal Cinemas, tell me the bowling alley property.
Royal Family Bowling Center, because Mike struggles with this. It is a mouthful, in his defense.
I want to call it something else.
In his defense, it is a mouthful.
Yeah, so it's great to have Rick here, because a lot of great things going on in the movie business, finally.
Right.
And we're going to talk about the new releases over the holidays and some of the great things that he does every year at Christmas time. So let's talk about the big thing now is Clifford the Red Dog. And I guess you got dispensation from the higher ups.
Paramount Pictures is doing a national promotion for Clifford the Big Red Dog. And starting Friday, the tickets for whether you're adult, a child, evening, matinee.
Even old people.
All seats are $5. $5, folks. This is like from the 50s, so, well, maybe not the 50s, maybe the 70s. But.
Maybe so. Yeah, you're right. But your prices are way lower than anyone else in the area, I think. And
that's the advantages of being in a small town.
Yeah, it is. It's
lower overhead, hopefully.
That's right.
Hopefully.
Well, and I'll tell you what, the theater, if you haven't been into the theater since the pandemic, Rick has put in brand new seating, gorgeous seats.
We did that pre-pandemic.
Well, I know, but you really didn't get a chance to use them.
It's so weird, you got to put an asterisk next to everything. It's like, well, it's been a year and 18 months, 20 months,
You got new seats,
right.
You got new sound system, you got a new screen, you got new digital, you got everything everyone else has at the big places right here in this theater.
We're getting ready to put a laser projector in House 1, the main auditorium, just to accentuate the Iris optimized auditorium.
Everything's got to have all these big names on it.
Hey, you got to have a brand,
All right, so we got Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
So what else now is going to be, what's the big Christmas release?
So our triumvirate or whatever of releases, we're holding a spot for our Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh yeah, I heard good things
that'll
about that.
come out on the 16th. And then after that is Sing 2. Which is the animated sequel to Sing.
Have a double feature.
And then I think a really special movie. It looks heartwarming and uplifting, and it's called American Underdog. It's the Kurt Warner story, and it just looks like a really nice movie. That comes out Christmas Day. We're closed Christmas, so come on the 26th.
Yeah. Let's talk about Clifford the Red Dog. I mean, you hear that and you're thinking, I mean, if you're not into kiddie things and, you don't have a
I think I read it about, a long time ago.
Yeah. And, but you're hearing good things. That it's
the customers, they come, I mean, you're like, oh, that's a silly kid's book. But no, it's really a heartwarming story, and people that come to it love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's all get together and go down and see Clifford the Big Red Dog. Now that you said that, I might come and see it. I mean, one thing I do want to go see, because on Saturday...
Have you seen Ghostbusters yet?
No, that's still playing in. I want to see that.
It's very good.
Well, we're going to plug everything. So tell me about Ghost.
I only play good movies. No, that's not true. That is not true, actually. I don't want to misrepresent it. I do my best to play the best, but sometimes Hollywood does let us down.
Well, they promote something really big.
We hope for the best.
And then they sneak this thing in and it flops. But I never listen to the critics.
Flops sometimes are really good.
The critics come and they pan this movie and they tell how bad it is. Everyone they've done that to has turned out to be a pretty decent movie. Yeah. And the ones that they said this thing walks on water,
right?
I wasn't too impressed with it. So maybe I kind of do the opposite.
I've turned some of those off. Or walked out on them. Or
I know what you mean. But the theater is a really cool thing. And about this, we're going to talk about December 4th, which is just like Saturday. We have so much activity going on.
Oh, my gosh. Kiwanis Pancake Day. We've got to start the day off with Kiwanis Pancake Day.
That's right. It's a drive-through, so you can just whip through and get it. And they did that last year, very successful, and they're kind of forced to do it using the school system. So that's a big thing, the Pancake Day. A lot of festivities going on at the gazebo starting around noon. Love Revival is doing their Christmas Bazaar on Chester Street. The Christmas Parade is
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Yeah. And a Naughty or Nice triple feature at the Royal Cinemas
At 1 o'clock.
at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
So you can really fill out the day
Yeah.
and take you right up in time to go to the parade. So
Yeah, the Naughty or Nice triple feature. I mean, we vary that every year. It's television shows,
Sure.
and we usually keep the Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
that's
in there
kind of
every year.
all these are classics. All
Yeah,
of
they
them
are, but this year we're doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Grinch, and
Charlie
following
Brown.
up with the Charlie Brown Christmas. And it's interesting. We've been doing this 11 years,
I know,
Mike.
it's hard to believe.
We've been doing this 11 years, and we're really fortunate this year. Actually, started last year. Two local entrepreneurs reached out to me, and they said, "Are you going to be able to do your Christmas classics?"
because this isn't free. You got to
No,
pay,
no, you have to license them
You have
and
to
all that
license
good
them. You
stuff.
just can't take your DVD down and play it at the movie theater. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
So anyway, Gene Plogger at Gene's
Mm-hmm.
Jewelers and Tana Hoffman with Sager Real Estate, they said, we really want to see you keep that tradition going, and this year they're back, which is
They kicked
awesome.
in and helped you out a little bit.
They did,
The
they
theater
did.
hasn't been. I mean, you've been hanging on. I know. I mean, let's give you some.
I did some number crunching. And thank goodness for some of the aid that we've had, because honestly, our receipts are down. We opened up as soon as we could right
Sure,
afterwards.
sure.
There was, product shortages from Hollywood, but
Yeah, talk about supply chain issues.
Yeah.
Even the movie theater.
not even in a port. Just,
I know. You still can't get them.
But business is down about 50%,
Yeah.
and honestly, we need to be better, or we can't pay our rent and we
Sure.
can't pay our electric
Sure,
bills,
sure.
and we're very, very fortunate that we received, sources of money to help keep us going from all sorts of areas.
Sure, sure.
And so we're
And the public
grateful for that.
And our communities come together.
Oh,
too.
my
I
gosh,
remember
yes.
coming down and buying popcorn in the street. Remember
Curbside concessions goes on, folks, okay? You can do curbside concessions any day of the week forever.
And I do want to, and I was going to say, we're going to watch these movies. You see it on your television,
Right.
but until you see these shows on the big screen
Mm-hmm.
with the big sound systems going,
You just miss so much, Mike.
it's amazing. And they look so different.
I mean, I have during the pandemic, I watched a movie at home, and it was Dirty Dancing, and then we played it at the theater, and I sat down and watched it again, which is really rare for me. I don't watch movies, over and
Yeah.
over, but you just miss so much because the big screen. You're like, oh, well, I didn't remember seeing that
Yeah,
over there.
a lot of
you
this
know?
stuff's cropped out too in the television
Yes,
screens.
yes.
They do it.
Well, and even more so, we'll talk about one of the next releases. They're edited as well. So
Yeah, but these Christmas movies, they're free. He does ask you to buy popcorn, But
well, and actually, Tana and Gene, they said we would like the first 75 children that are 13 and under
Right.
to receive a free child combo.
that's right. That's that little box thing you have. It's got a soft drink.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you can get the child combo, but it won't be free for you.
Okay. Even though I act like a child, it doesn't count. Act like a 13-year-old. So this is really a great community. If you got a bunch of kids, it costs money to take these kids to
Absolutely.
it. So
Sure.
you can go down there, see these movies on the big screen, get free popcorn and a soda for your kid, and get them all sugared up, ready for the parade. So you'd be warm. But really, these Christmas.
But then they go out to
programs-
the parade, and they're going to be calm after the
That's
parade.
true.
I'm
So
pretty
this is
sure.
This is both Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday at 1 o'clock, all the weekends leading up to Christmas, the first,
Right.
second, and third weekend.
Yeah. So we know we're going to see the Naughty or Nice triple feature on the 4th and 5th. On the 11th and 12th, what are we having?
We're having Arthur Christmas, which is a really nice animated picture that came out about 11 years ago. It has a great message. It fits into.
I don't think I've ever seen it. If I have, I don't. I'm
So
gonna come
it's
see it.
now look at
I know.
that 2 for 2. You're
I
gonna
know.
So I'm gonna preview your movies for you,
Okay.
Mike, and so you'll know what to come see.
Okay, so that's on the 11th and 12th,
Yep.
Arthur Christmas,
Yep.
all 1 o'clock.
Right.
Now, on the 16th, you're labeling this thing an adult Christmas classic. at
Yes,
7:30.
absolutely. So, over the years, and we've been, like I think I said earlier, been doing this for 11 years, we've had some requests for great Christmas movies, but that maybe don't fit into the family Christmas mode that I'm trying to have on the weekends.
4-year-olds. Yeah.
So we started. We played Die Hard was our first.
That's a great Christmas
adult
movie.
Christmas movie.
I was watching,
and it is a Christmas movie.
only because it happened at Christmas time.
Well.
But it turned out to be a Christmas movie. I mean, it's crazy, I know. But what are we playing this year?
So this year, in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce Mixer, we're going to host. We are playing Chevy Chase's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Right.
And if you've seen it on TV, folks, you haven't seen Christmas Vacation because there's a lot that's edited out and dubbed out. And
especially when the lights go on, you really see the lights booming on that screen.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
We had Lori Oates in here yesterday, and we're talking about the light fight, the housing. And that's kind of, I use the Christmas Vacation as kind of the idea of light fight,
Right.
And so, because that's what they have. They have a light fight in there. And so, maybe to an extreme.
Well, Clark, he doesn't do anything half-assed.
That's true. Yeah, I love his car. Anyway, you got to see that. That's on the
Nikki
16th.
Foster wants to get one for the parade.
That's not on Saturday. That's on Thursday.
Yeah,
the 16th.
Thursday night at 7:30. So don't be confused. Don't show up at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
And expecting to see Christmas Vacation.
It's on the Thursday the 16th at 7:30. And we're also collecting donations that day for the Warren County Social Services Foster Care Program.
Right.
There's no funding for gifts for those kids.
Right.
And so we're really asking for folks to come out and support that.
Okay. So we're wrapping up the holiday season at the theater with the classic
White Christmas, absolutely.
I have watched that on the big screen, and it is so different. And the whole movie goes to the end. I don't know why they called it what's the other one that is almost exactly the same movie,
Holiday Inn.
And I watched that. I thought, isn't that White Christmas?
Yeah. No, I think it's in the same house.
Play the same songs.
Yeah, right.
But you just see these movies on the big screen, and White Christmas is such a classic that it'll be aired on every station on TV, but if you go down to the theater, it's free, 1 o'clock on the 19th and 20th. And
I think my dates on that are wrong. So I
is
think
it
it's
wrong?
the 20th and 21st.
21st.
Yeah,
whatever it is, it's that weekend.
But anyway, that's Saturday and Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we can't miss it. And I want to thank Gene and Tana that's helped you out to help, make the burden a little lighter for you this year.
Absolutely. They're great partners, and we're looking forward to a long relationship, hopefully.
Yeah, that's good. It's always good to help out. And that's something else. Rick does have a great theater down there. And if you want to rent it out for a meeting or
actually,
event,
so it's funny you should say that.
We talked about that because I've been after him for years. I said, Rick, we got to have some meetings.
So I finally have taken your advice. I have
You're
some
the only
lighting.
one.
I have some lighting installed. I have a 4 microphone system down there. And we're getting ready to run Cat 6 cable up to the front of the auditorium so people can put their laptop and project onto the gigantic screen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're excited about that improvement.
Great, won't it?
I hope so.
And fill it in now. You can hold 238?
Like 237, I think.
Something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. So
It'd be great to have a meeting there and have You'll even make the popcorn, won't you?
listen, the popcorn is always for sale there.
That's really what if people really knew where you make your money.
That's why popcorn's $8 a bag, folks. It's how we stay open.
It's really these movie companies take the 95% of the gate.
Yeah, they have this sneaky thing called aggregate now, and it sounds good at the beginning, whereas it's like 60% for all weeks.
Yeah.
So, and not all pictures, but most pictures now they do that way, and so, a movie that does well in later weeks. In the old days, you might pay 35% and could start making money on it. You'd have less people, but
Yeah. Well, I can remember when Star Wars came. I think Burl had it back then on the theater, and I think this is something I just recall was like 95% plus $2,500 up front. That was for the little theater in Front Royal. I can imagine what a big city was paying.
Right. Yep.
And if you didn't sell popcorn. It had to sell a lot of popcorn to get the $2,500 back. I mean, and it was nothing like your theater now. So,
Well, there've been a lot of advances
A lot of
in the
advances,
technology.
and you watch some of these old movies, and you see the string holding the spaceship.
I like those.
Why did we think that was so great?
I thought it was okay, really.
I don't remember them that way. I don't remember.
I love
seeing
CGI, but sometimes it's just CGI.
It's
You
too
know,
much. I know.
I admire the little small models that
It
they
does.
would make and all that.
It's amazing how the waves and the ships and
Uh-huh.
you really didn't notice it back then because the resolution was so much
Right.
lower. But when you see those old movies on the digital enhanced big screens, you see all those effects and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But it's still cool. I was watching some movies from the 20s and 30s, and I'm thinking, amazing.
The stuff they did, it was definitely amazing.
It was definitely
so.
doing it. Yeah.
And so we haven't talked about it, but we have talked about it before, but we haven't talked about it today.
Okay.
Really proud of our facade improvement that we did a few months ago.
You can see all that on the Royal Examiner. I went down.
Yeah.
We did a little video.
You have a great. Yeah. You've given us a
that
lot
has
of
just
coverage.
Enhanced the whole end of that main street has just like brought new life to it.
Well, thank you. We were trying to mimic the original construction from 1930,
Right.
And I think we did it in a modern way.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
got
anyway,
that,
very
it's got
proud
that
of it.
Art Deco look,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, it looks modern and clean, and I think it's encouraged other people in their property down there. That's the end of you got the
Mm-hmm.
they've done some things across the street, but that end needs a little more work.
No, listen, the Barnharts spent a lot of money
lot of
before
money
I
on
ever
it.
spent my money. So
Yeah. Well, they
kudos to
enticed
them.
you.
No, listen, they
made
did.
you
They
look
did,
bad.
but I'll mention one more time that we started that improvement in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it took a long time, and the reason it took so long was because the town had a facade improvement program
Right.
they were working on, and thank you to the town and the feds for helping to pay for a lot of that.
Yeah. That was another investment. But
Mm-hmm.
that's something. But it does enhance the theater, and we got rid of the posters. He's got those. I was printing posters, and all of a sudden now I don't know poster printing because he's got these digital signs. But
Actually, I got a poster order for you today for the bowling center. So
we'll go ahead and talk about the bowling center real quick because that hasn't disappeared. And we were down there for Harry Bowen's 100th birthday.
100th
You
birthday.
can watch that on the Royal Examiner.
Yeah.
There's a man 100 years old that drove himself to the bowling alley and went bowling on his 100th birthday. So
and every day since and before.
every Thursday, I think.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
So there goes to show you something about bowling. It makes you live longer.
Listen, there's this Thursday afternoon senior league.
Oh, I couldn't
those
believe that
folks
place was packed with people.
are just having a great time
Yeah.
and enjoying each other's company, supporting one another, and we're thrilled to host them.
And again, he has invested a lot of money in that bowling center, and it is state of the art. I mean,
The bowling center is the nicest bowling center, or certainly equal to the nicest bowling center anywhere in Virginia, maybe even on the East Coast.
yeah. So, just because I keep saying it now, I'm stealing it from a little town I seen out in New Mexico. Small town, big possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really, we have that thing. It's great. So the bowling center is a great place to go if you're into bowling at all. They have all sorts of leagues, programs going on, teach you how to bowl. I mean, they got
Listen, if
everything
you're
down
not
there.
into bowling, come in and try hyper bowling. Hyper bowling is a experience where you use the bumpers, their LED lights,
It's like playing
and
a pinball
targets.
machine.
It is kind of like a pinball, and it plays totally different than regular bowling.
Yeah.
And it's
It's okay to get a gutter ball, isn't it?
You can't get a gutter ball. It's impossible.
Well, but you hit the,
Yeah, you can't get a gutter. You can't get a gutter ball. All right. So
And there's no
if
bad-
that's you, come in and try
no-
hyper bowling.
It's great. And you've got that, what's that other thing with the lights and all that?
Oh, extreme bowling.
Extreme
Yeah, we
bowling.
do that Friday, Saturday at 11 p.m.
It just...
We try and have a little something for everybody.
something-
I mean, we have really strong leagues, and we're proud of that too. So
yeah.
I mean,
And he's got a sign down there. People that bowl 300 and do 90. I mean, you got a long list.
we had one just the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of going on in this town that people just really aren't aware of. And if you've moved into the area and you're into bowling, there's a place. It's really nice.
Check us out. We're right behind Harbor Freight.
It's right behind. There you go. Now you got a landmark. And right next to the Starbucks and everything else is down there.
Well, there's a couple of Starbucks.
I know, but you're hidden. You're hidden behind the plaza.
Yeah.
You don't really.
We set off. What do they call that? A flag lot.
Yes, and you're back in there, but it's a great facility.
Well, thank you.
And
it's just a big metal building from the outside, but when you go inside,
it's the Taj Mahal. It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice. You got everything. And you got even a little event room where you had birthday parties, and you got an arcade. We got a
really nice arcade, folks. There's a lot of money in that arcade. Those games are about $10,000 or $15,000 each. So.
And you've got that, and you've got a great little restaurant going in there as well. I mean,
with simple, pizzas and burgers, and
it's great.
Fried pickles.
Only in Front Royal. The only place, well, one of the places anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's great. I do want to talk about these Christmas movies. So, and thank you for doing it. It's just a nice little thing to do at the holidays. It's free. Go down there, do buy some popcorn. But you can take all your kids and give them that experience at the big screen without spending $100.
Absolutely. You can get your tickets online at our website, www.royal-cinemas.com.
Oh, and you still do the selective seating online?
So for these movies, I think we're going to do it general seating.
Okay.
But I think it'll just be less chaotic.
But you can look and know where you're going to seat, and it's kind of like. But these are general. But there's plenty of seats.
Yeah, for our regular movies, we're doing reserved seating.
That reserved seating thing is neat because I went online and I selected my seat, and it automatically spaced me out, so I didn't have somebody elbowing me on the thing. And they had the social distancing in a movie theater. Who ever heard of that?
So just so you know, we are not social distancing
but I mean,
now.
it's kind of.
But I just want full disclosure, right?
Right. It's not called that, but by selecting your seats, and even when you were semi-shut down, you were able to.
Oh, we definitely used it then.
Yeah, but you have that capability, so things change. Rick is on it.
And I'll mention download our smartphone app. During the pandemic, we instituted a smartphone app, and with one touch on the Royal Cinemas icon on your cell phone, you can get show times. One touch. So don't call me at home. Do the one touch on the smartphone app.
You don't have to call that phone number and wait and hear, Yeah, you can do it. I know. The technology is great. These little phones have just...
That's amazing.
Ruined my business, but it's helped, so you have to adapt, just like you.
I'm trying to adapt. I am trying to adapt.
We're evolving.
Yeah, move forward or die. So
that's what it's all about. Yeah. Anyway, just want to encourage other entrepreneurs in town to adapt. Check out what Rick has done. Get encouraged by your signage, and I know other people have talked about it. And the facades, people got interested in. Because
if you haven't been down to Main Street, come down and just walk Main Street and check out all the murals. There are a bunch of beautiful murals.
And right now, the town has bought over a couple years ago. Have recycled and repurchased new Christmas decorations, and they're up. If you've not been down, and come down in the evening when the lights are on. I still would like to see the lights going across the road more of those.
We're going to work on that. I'm going to try and go out and lobby the remaining.
Well, what I heard was the plan was that we're going to put poles up and new street lights and extend them because I was at a place that had them, and
they'd have to be tall because you got to get the emergency equipment down.
That's
the
right,
street.
And they're extended above the street lights, which makes it really good because that was the problem is getting hooking to these old buildings,
right?
And in the wrong location where now they can put the poles. And I've been in a place where they've strung the street like that, and people have poo-pooed it, but let me tell you what, it's really. The ambiance of Main Street changes when you have it lit up like that.
My mom was visiting from Annapolis, okay?
Yeah.
And I took her down to show her the facade, and she was very proud.
Yeah. Ricky, you did good.
But, she got out of the car, and she was looking around at our Main Street, and she says, this is amazing. I mean, we take it for granted. But,
sure.
But she was like, this is picture perfect. This is just awesome. You can't get this.
No.
And anyway, she was, blown away by it.
A lot of towns have the Main Street kind of like if you go to Luray or Strasburg, the Main Street kind of drives all the main traffic used to drive down your Main Street. We're one of those ones where it goes the other direction.
Right.
So it does give us that. It's good and bad, but it gives us that isolation where we can have events and things and still keep the traffic moving.
Right.
and but it's great.
So while you're down there, patronize the restaurants too. They need our
We
our
got a
support.
lot more restaurants
Yeah.
down, and I think we're going to even be getting more. So it's there's room, and people are doing it.
Listen, dinner and a movie.
You can't. It's a twofer. But and a free movie on Saturday. So have
That's
lunch.
right, have
but there's
lunch.
so much stuff going
Yeah.
on Saturday. If you haven't planned to come downtown, you are going to miss out. And
Well, we look forward to seeing you all down there.
yeah, and you can watch the parade on the Royal Examiner, but it's just not like being there.
It's just like going to a movie
It's
theater.
like going
you
to
know?
the movie and eating that old
Yeah.
popcorn. It
And
just-
you know what? They're not going to throw candy out of the TV screen at them.
No. I read somewhere. I'm going to give away your secret here. I think and maybe it's not your secret,
I don't
but
know.
there's a special movie theater seasoning that goes on popcorn.
There is, yes. I won't tell you what it is, but
But there is one.
and we buy the better one.
because that's right. There's several.
There are several.
And
Yeah.
I googled.
We
it.
buy the premier version of it,
And
and that's because it was not on me. The first owners that reopened the theater, Burrell Brooks and Mark Derflinger.
Right.
That's what they were using,
And it's just got this. It puts this unique flavor on your popcorn, and you just can't get anywhere else. You can't get it in the bag. You
No.
can't put it in your microwave. And
no. Anyway, I'm a popcorn snob, so
Yeah,
our popcorn
it's
is
good.
awesome.
It is good. I buy a large bag and it's gone before the movie starts.
Happens. You can refill it for $1, folks.
Well, I know. It's got all sorts of things. All right. Well, let's not beat it to death here.
All
But
right.
anyway, it's great, and I want to thank you for doing it.
Well, thank you for having me in today.
And come out to Saturday. It all starts Saturday with the pancake
Yeah.
breakfast, the parade, the movies, the festival, the winter bazaar.
There's other stuff we probably didn't even mention.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Shopping opportunities.
Oh, yes. Shop local, please.
Yeah.
Like
Go buy something from Scott Turnmeyer.
give Scott a plug. He'll appreciate that. But there's a lot of shops. We've got all sorts of things. Arlene has reopened her antique store there right next to
buy an antique.
next to LD's Pancake House. And so there's just Main Street's coming alive. There's a few places closing, but new ones are already planned to come right in behind them.
Right,
So
the new wine shop
yes,
down there.
Yeah, well, you can see their grand opening on the Royal Examiner. I try to bring everything to life here, but it's great.
What's the hops place?
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes, there's the hops place, and
Yeah.
and
Honey and Hops. Is that?
honey and hops,
Uh-huh.
and of course the brewery's been rebranded and
Don't go there.
we don't want to rebrand the
Nah,
brewery.
listen. God bless them.
That's change. I mean, that's a big change. The Mountain Shop and old Charlie's done a great job, and it's amazing how many hikers have Carrie's daughter made it. She came in here. Carrie Barnhart's daughter hiked the trail.
Oh, really?
They stopped here and we interviewed them. And I seen something the other day that they made it all the way to the
All the
end
way?
of Maine. So
Wow.
I mean, and that's amazing. People do that.
So they were going north, huh?
They were going north. Yeah, she did it.
This time of the year, you're going south.
Yeah, this time
And you better be past
You
here.
better be. All right, let's get out of here, and we will see everyone on Saturday. Thanks, Rick.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.